Hey, Coach, congratulations on the team's win tonight.
Thank you.
Obviously, you guys built up that lead, midway point of the second half. Cincinnati made their run, which we probably knew they were always going to do. You guys were able to hold on at the end with some big plays. What did you like most about your team, gritting out tonight's performance?
I like their poise at the end of the game. Cincinnati is a good basketball team, and as you said, they were going to make a run. They made their run, and we need the guys to step up and make big plays. And several guys did that for us. And so, just really happy to see their poise. You have to have that type of composure at the end of a ball game, and I think we showed that we were growing up some.
Made plays down the stretch. And you made plays at the end of the first half and at the start of the second half. Those first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes of halves. I know you've talked about how important that is in the past, and I thought that was critical today. Mayhem making that 3-point play at the end of the half. You were down 5, got it to even, and then you got a great start in the second half. What did you see there from that end of the first half to that start of the second half that you kind of really turned the game around?
Well, I mean, like I said, they were a physical, big team, and I think we started having opportunities to try to touch the paint a little more, driving it, trying to, create situations where our guys that can get to the rim, and I thought that kind of opened some stuff up for us. We got to the rim and we didn't have it where we kick it out for shots. Guys got some good looks, so I think that combination of guys being aggressively trying to attack the paint and also playing unselfishly.
As Cincinnati made their run, which, like I said, we knew they were going to do that. Do you think the team did they ease off a little bit when they saw they had a big lead? Is that something you're going to harp on with them, going into practice as they look at, and maybe Cincinnati just fought a little bit harder?
No, absolutely. We have to talk about it. But, me, I'm always going to give the other team credit. I mean, one, they came out with a really good determination, and we have to match that. And we have to get better in that area. Like I said, we're still trying to find out who we are. I think guys are still trying to find out their roles and so forth. So we're going to talk about a lot of those things when we watch the tape, how guys can help us more in those situations. But as you said, definitely, they definitely, had more of a sense of urgency down that stretch, and we have to be better, during that time as well.
One guy that has not had issues with the urgency is Brandon. I mean, continues again, double, makes big plays for you down the stretch in games like he has all season. Just amazing maturity from him and on the court leadership and production.
No, definitely. He's been terrific. As I said before, I'm just really proud of him. Not even for the points that he scored tonight, but the rebounds. I mean, we needed someone to help us on the boards, and I thought he stepped up and made a great contribution. Like I said, couldn't be more happy for him as a player because I know how hard he works, how much time he puts in on his game, and you like to see a young man have success and rewarded for that effort, and I think we're seeing that.
More on Brandon Mayhem. Did you have any clue that he was kind of in store for the season he's had? Obviously, you're a little bit of a boy with Colin, leadership wise and everything, scoring, but the way he's been able to play, especially offensively, is this something you maybe saw coming? I mean, he's showing more offense than we saw all last season.
Well, we were hopeful. As you remember, last year he showed flashes. He showed flashes of that where he would have a game where it's like, oh my gosh, and then he would step back. He wouldn't keep asserting himself. And so we really had a heart to heart about him asserting himself. He's a really good player and go out there every night, and become consistent at what you do. Not a night where you have a great night and 5 or 6 nights, we don't see you and then you come back. I think he took all that to heart. He knew he had the talent and he went out there and really performed that way.
Isaiah had that early foul, 2 fouls, sat some of the first half, but found himself in that second half. A lot of young players would never be able to find their game if, they get some fouls early, don't adjust to the game, but he seemed to adjust, and you went to him late in the games inside and posting up. Just some amazing experience, maturity for a kid that's just a freshman.
No, absolutely. He loves to compete, first of all. So I think when you're a competitor, as I said before, anytime you're going to throw the ball up, practice or game, that's what you're going to see right there from Isaiah. So, when you put him in the game, he's already ready to go. I mean, and yeah, is he going to make some mistakes as a freshman? Absolutely. But, he's not going to make mistakes. He's not going to make those mistakes because he's timid. He's going to make those mistakes because he's aggressive all the time. And I like that about him.
Darius Perry, obviously not being available the early part of the season. Obviously, he caught back for the last game against Florida State. Is it going to take a little bit more time for him to kind of get in rhythm with his teammates and everything else?
Definitely. And it's just being out there. When you've been out as long as he's been out, and then we start the season with the schedule that we've had, I mean, that's tough for anyone. And so it's going to be a process for him. And he's going to play through it, which he will, and he's going to be successful at the end of the day from it.
Defensively, you caused havoc. You forced, I think, 19 turnovers, got some charges, especially early in the game when you were still finding your rhythm offensively. How do you feel about your defense performance today?
I thought at times we guarded very well. And then at times I definitely think we got to be better defensively. I thought in the second half, our defense wasn't nearly as good as it was in the first. And we have to try to solve that as we start to watch film. We need 40 minutes of great defense. That's what we built this program on. And we got to make sure that we honor that by coming in and playing that way for the entire game.
Coach, with Christmas coming up in a few days, I don't know if we're going to get an opportunity to ask you about Houston the day after Christmas. So just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on the Cougars coming in. Obviously been a very great program the past few years. I think they're coming in number 6 in the country.
Well, Kelvin Sampson's done an amazing job with his group. I mean, what he's done at Houston, he's transformed them to back in the days where they were one of the best programs in the nation. He's done that, every year since I've been in the league. I've watched them compete at that level. So he's turned it into a national program. And as players, I love the way they play. I know they're hungry. They can compete every possession. They're going to fight you for everything you get. And that says a lot about a coach, because that's a lot of good teaching. So, no, they're going to be a really good basketball team. I've yet to see them play this year, but I already know how they're going to play because I hadn't seen them change, and I wouldn't either if I had the success he's had.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, everybody.
You got